This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Chelsea. Chelsea is a champion surfer, so she's accustomed to moving super fast, which is why she relies on super fast broadband brought to her through Flow's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her family sharing and surfing and saving each month. Combined, she bundles her Flow mobile, home phone, and TV services, so she can enjoy much more for much less, and so can you. Visit any Flow retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
It's Tuesday, March 8th, and time for the Barbados Today afternoon update. A warm welcome to you. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. The Zika virus is having a negative impact on business at some hotels across the island. General Manager of Cobblers Cove, Will Oakley, says despite a good winter season, his establishment has seen a decrease in bookings. A number of cancellations, he says, have also been registered because of the mosquito-borne virus.
The winter has been good. January was a little back on last year, but we must remember that 2015 was a great January for the island. February for us has been a very, very strong month. However, we are all seeing signs of lack of bookings and cancellations as a result of the Zika. And I think this is of concern. We need to await for further news from the World Health Organization as to whether there will be any definitive qualification of the microcephalia that they've reported in Brazil. Up until then, we have to follow their guidelines. And I can understand the concern that people may have if they are pregnant, but I would still promote Barbados and the region to anyone to come here. Obviously, if you are looking to get pregnant or you are pregnant, then we should follow the World Health Organization's advice.
Barbados has recorded 9 confirmed cases of the disease and over 200 suspected cases. The country's largest telecommunications company is being urged to create more employment for women on this International Women's Day. It comes from social activist Marilyn Rice Bowen as she delivered the feature address at the launch of Flow's mentorship program this morning. She noted that over 44% of households are headed by women, but too many remain unemployed.
The article also stated that Barbados was in the running with Jamaica for a new call center that would provide 200 new jobs, end of quote. I don't know where the plans are for where they've gone with relation to the Jamaica-Barbados decision. But against the backdrop of pledge for parity, against the backdrop of step up, inspire and achieve, I didn't know the managing director, I didn't know you were going to be here, but I want to challenge you, sir, as I've had it in my remarks for the ladies, that they must impress upon their management. People will say you don't have, women say, I don't have the power. Impress upon your management the importance of bringing that call center to Barbados. 44.2 of our households are headed by women. 19.4 of our women-headed households are experiencing poverty. Help us to help our women.
Meantime, the National HIV/AIDS Commission says this International Day's Women's theme of a Planet 50/50 by 2030, Step It Up for Gender Equality, is an obvious link with the national HIV response. The Commission says while men continue to be identified as the vulnerable group with respect to HIV, there is no doubt that gender inequalities remain a driving force in the transmission of HIV. These inequalities, it explained, puts women and girls, including transgender women, at a disadvantage and impacts on their ability to negotiate across the sexual space to take adequate measures to protect themselves. However, the Commission says it will continue in its fight for gender equality across the National AIDS Program through appropriate measures. A 40-year-old female lawyer is expected to appear in court today on theft charges. Alison Helen Alexander of Halton St. Philip will answer to the charge of relieving a client of over $165,000 in the District A Magistrates Court. The charges arise from a business transaction involving the sale of a property. The Barbados Light and Power Company has come in for some high praise from one of the island's renewable energy associations. President of the Barbados Renewable Energy Association, Aidan Rogers, says the country's lone power company has been at the forefront of efforts in providing renewable energy production. He made the comments in his feature address at the Louis Lynch Memorial Lecture last night on the topic of climate change.
Globally, Barbados is fortunate to have one of the more progressive utility companies that is pro-renewables, pro-climate change mitigation in the hemisphere. I want to repeat this point. Emera, or Nova Scotia Power, is one of the more pro-renewables, progressive utility companies in the hemisphere. Like any business, they're in it to make a profit. Nothing wrong with that. But in terms of their vision and alignment with what the government's objectives should be in terms of reducing our foreign exchange expenditure, lowering our electricity costs, and meeting our climate change mitigation strategies, they are heading in the same direction as industry, and we have a very fortunate opportunity. There are other jurisdictions within the Caribbean that are not so fortunate.
In sports, uncapped opener Evan Lewis is tipped to replace injured compatriot Lindell Simmons in the West Indies squad for the ICC World T20 Championship in India starting tomorrow. The 24-year-old Trinidadian is an attacking left-hander who is yet to play any form of international cricket but has gained a reputation as a dangerous batsman in the T20 and limited overs versions. He has been in good form in the WICB PCL First Class Championship, slamming 87 and 104 against Jamaica Scorpions in the 7th round at Sabina Park. That was followed by 22 and 56 of Leeward Islands Hurricanes at the National Cricket Centre in Couva.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
God, these papers is selling at all. Get your paper. Only $2.25. Get your paper, miss. Look, take it. I can pay for it. Barbados today, all the way.
Barbados Today. News you can trust.
St. Lucia's Prime Minister Dr. Kenny Anthony has described the current rate of suspected suicides in the country as troubling and disturbing. Over the past 18 months, lawmen have been investigating 18 suspected cases of suicides, 4 of them in the last 3 months alone. More in this report from HTS News Force.
Police have investigated more than 10 suspected suicides in the last 18 months. 3 months into 2016, and 4 more cases have been registered. Prime Minister Dr. Kenny Anthony is addressing the issue he describes as troubling and distressing.
It may be a signal that we are not caring for each other as we should. The fact of the matter is that we have to learn to identify persons who are in distress in our societies and be able to reach out and touch them and see whether somehow we can offer them the opportunity to share their pain, to share their distress, to share their anger, and perhaps dissuade them from taking that solution.
Millions of women are losing ground in their quest for equality in the world of work. That's according to a just released report by the International Labour Organization, ILO, as part of a Women at Work Century initiative in observance of International Women's Day. The new report, entitled Women at Work Trends 2016, examined data from some 176 countries. Here is senior ILO economist Jeff Johnson on some of the findings.
The There's been a significant progress in terms of education for women. However, that's not translated into progress in the world of work. We know that 586 million women globally are among the ranks of the own account workers and unpaid family workers. And what does this mean? This means they often have lower remuneration, lower access to skills and skills training, less of an access to social protection that many of us take advantage of, and also in terms of pension. Because they're not paying into a pension, they don't have the protection later in life.
Meantime, Special Representative of the Secretary General, United Nations Mission to South Sudan, is calling for greater collaboration to end early marriage of millions of girls worldwide.
Practice of early marriage prevails in South Sudan, but also in many other parts of the world. Early marriage affects millions of girls, and it impacts directly their development prospects and access to education. Every year, an estimated 15 million girls marry before the age of 18, and that's the equivalent to 1 every 2 seconds.
And that's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Frenella Wedderburn.